Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. SpongeBob, the greatest show of all time. Kids show. Yep, I said it. This amazing show has been our entertainment for our childhoods, but as we grow older, we kind of realize that our ocean friends are living a much darker life than we imagined. So today I did some more digging on the web and discovered the top 10 scary SpongeBob theories that will terrify you. Let's get right into this list. Starting our list right at number 10, we have Cannibal Krabs. The character Mr. Krabs is known for being a greedy and manipulative businessman who is always on the hunt for a quick buck. However, a disturbing theory has emerged that presents Mr. Krabs in a much darker light. The theory suggests that Mr. Krabs is in fact a cannibal who has been serving up his own kind to the citizens of Bikini Bottom for many years. The theory is based on several pieces of evidence, including the name of Mr. Krabs' star order, the Krabby Patty, as well as other items on his menu such as the kelp shake, coral bits, and steam foam soda. It is suggested that Mr. Krabs has been hunting and killing his own species in order to keep his restaurant in business. Crazy! Furthermore, the theory is strengthened by the fact that there is never another Krabs seen on the show, implying that Mr. Krabs has been eliminating his own kind to maintain his business.
So that's what I taste like.
And hell, even look at the restaurant. It's literally a lobster trap. And although I know it's not a crab trap per se, it's still pretty close. Even more disturbing, we often see Mr. Krabs eating these patties himself, making him not only a greedy businessman, but a cannibalistic one. Adding to this theory is the fact that hermit crabs, who are related to Mr. Krabs on the show, often eat one another in the wild and salivate when they smell the flesh of their dead companions. This presents a much darker and more sinister side of Mr. Krabs that is sure to shock and horrify fans of the show. While it's just a weird theory, the evidence presented certainly raises some chilling questions about this character, and if true, it would definitely make him one of the darkest characters in the show. At a number 9 spot, we have the Squidward Theory. Squidward, a character in the popular animated series SpongeBob, has been the subject of a dark and disturbing meme that has been circulating on the internet for a few years. The meme depicts Squidward with a black background and red glowing eyes as if he had taken his own life. While the meme has stayed in the realm of horror fanatics until now, the show's animators have incorporated it into an episode, which is quite strange given that the show is aimed at children. The episode in question shows SpongeBob and Squidward exploring a town that defies the laws of logic. Suddenly, a row of doors appears and Squidward opens up to see alternate versions of himself, but one of the doors shows him after he is taking his own life, and it's certainly terrifying once you understand actually what the truth behind that photo is. The theory behind this meme is that Squidward's character is suffering from depression, and his experiences in the town are a manifestation of his mental state. The fact that the show's creators decided to include this disturbing meme in an episode is just very unsettling to say the least. It raises questions about the impact on young viewers, but all of us SpongeBob viewers are kind of crazy nowadays, so I don't even know if they would have changed it in the first place. While it is understandable that the show's creators would want to address mental health issues in this kind of way, there are much better ways to do this than by showing a beloved character taking his own life, but that could just be me. At our number 8 spot, we have Eat Their Own Pets. According to TikTok user Area 51 Janitor, the residents of Bikini Bottom, including the show's main character, SpongeBob, may have a disturbing secret. They eat their own pets. The theory is based on the idea that while some fish in the show have human-like characteristics, others act as domestic animals, walking on leads and subservient to their owners. Area 51 Janitor pointed out that although much of the food consumed by Bikini Bottom residents is plant-based, the show hints at a much darker side of their diet. In season 3 episode 13, characters go fishing for primitive clams, which are in fact the pets of other fish. Additionally, the chum at the chum bucket is made up of ground up fish, which is not hidden in the show. The TikToker also draws attention to the Krabby Patty formula, which I just said earlier is central to the show's plot in that it could mean cannibalistic crabs. At our number 7 spot, we have Pearl's origin. There's always been enigma surrounding Mr. Krabs and his daughter Pearl. How can a crab be the father of a whale? How? The show's writers have kept this information secret, and fans have long speculated on Pearl's origins. Some have even posited that Mr. Krabs had a wife who gave birth to a whale. However, one fan believes that the answer has been hidden in plain sight all along. The fan theorizes that Krusty Krab's secret formula, which has been the basis of many plots, is not the recipe but a drug, and that Mr. Krabs purposely created it to make his customers addicted to the Krabby Patties. Evidence of this can be found throughout the series, such as when the anchovies in the the first episode become violent when no one can make Krabby Patties anymore. Even Squidward, who was previously uninterested, becomes addicted to them. The trailer for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Sponge Out of Water, further supports his theory as the formula is revealed to have the power to rewrite history. The fan theories also suggest that Mr. Krabs only adopted Pearl out of love, which transcends his love for money. The absence of any mention of Mr. Krabs is not a coincidence. Instead, it suggests that Mr. Krabs fabricated the story of Pearl having a mother to avoid admitting that he adopted her out of love. After all, Krabs is not one to share his money. Number 6, it was all a dream. Dreams have always been a popular storytelling device in literature and media, even in SpongeBob SquarePants. According to some theories, the entire world of Bikini Bottom might just be a dream within the mind of a car crash survivor. There are two interpretations of this theory. The first is that SpongeBob's surreal world is merely a hallucination brought on by the driver's injuries sustained in the crash, as well as a lack of oxygen. This would explain the strange nature of the underwater world and SpongeBob's struggles with learning how to drive. The latter is portrayed as the latest in a series of driving failures by the driver. The second interpretation suggests that SpongeBob's character, changed to a more square and peculiar appearance, is the result of a reconstructive surgery following the accident. Furthermore, his childlike behavior and lack of intelligence are attributed to the brain damage. The theory suggests that even Mrs. Puff, SpongeBob's driving instructor, becomes increasingly impatient with him, akin to a person becoming frustrated with someone who's crashed into his car. In the hump of our list, we have the empty brain theory. One theory in particular suggests that the cause of SpongeBob's apparent decline in intelligence can be traced back to a specific event in the show. The episode in question is called Squilliam Returns, where Squidward asks SpongeBob to empty his mind of everything that doesn't have to do with fine dining or breathing. SpongeBob, being eager to please, takes the request literally, and we get a glimpse into his brain office, where the order is literally to empty out everything but fine dining and breathing. They do such a thorough job, they even throw out his name. Interestingly, this episode aired during the 3rd season, just before SpongeBob's intelligence took a noticeable decline. The theory proposes that after SpongeBob emptied his brain, he never filled it back up again. As a result, he just became more and more stupider as the show continued. This theory may seem far-fetched, but it gained traction among fans of the show who had observed SpongeBob's apparent decline in intelligence over the years of the show. Some have even pointed to other episodes later on where SpongeBob is shown to be so forgetful and easily distracted, which just gives more evidence to this theory. At a number 4 spot, we have Spongebob the War Veteran. One theory online suggests that Spongebob may be a war veteran suffering from PTSD. The theory, originally posted on Reddit, suggests that Spongebob was in the army and is now trying to live a life to his fullest after being sent home due to fatigue. The author of this theory points out many details in Spongebob routines and behaviors that could support this idea. For example, Spongebob has a specific morning routine and wakes up at the same time every single day. On top of that, his alarm clock is a giant horn, suggesting that he may have been accustomed to sleeping through heavy artillery. He also wears the same clothes every day, which the author compares to a soldier's uniform. The theory also suggests that SpongeBob's interactions with authority figures, particularly with his boss Mr. Krabs, may be influenced by the time in the army. In the first episode, when SpongeBob applied for the job of fry cook and saw Mr. Krabs as a manager, he said, "Permission to come aboard, Captain?" almost as if he was being transported back to his war days. Additionally, SpongeBob's obsession with karate could be a nod to soldier training in hand-to-hand combat. Number 3, drug addiction. According to a theory by Reddit user Young Shake West, SpongeBob's upbeat demeanor might be attributed to his use of a drug named speed, or amphetamine. And yeah, I know, this would make the show take a really dark turn. It suggested that SpongeBob exhibits several classic signs of someone under the influence of a drug, including increased happiness and confidence, talking more, feeling energetic, and having an increased sex drive. Sandy cheeks. While these traits are often attributed to SpongeBob's personality, they actually might be a sign of the use of amphetamines, because another sign of amphetamines is a dry mouth, which is not apparent in the underwater world of Bikini Bottom, but can be observed in the episode where SpongeBob meets Sandy Cheeks and when SpongeBob is first introduced out of water, and as you see, he quickly dries up, which could definitely be due to a lack of a thick layer of mucus, which is a trait common to sea sponges. However, with drug use often come side effects as well, and SpongeBob's use of speed may also explain his occasional bouts of extreme paranoia. In one episode, he forgets nearly everything because he forgot 2 pickles on a sandwich, a sign of his heightened anxiety levels. In this theory, it also suggests that Mr. Krabs is his dealer, but I don't know how far-fetched that sounds, and I don't know if I want to go that far. But this would maybe explain why SpongeBob is content earning a minimum wage at the restaurant and why he exchanges his paychecks for drugs instead. And then we have Squidward. It is said that Squidward was also a drug user who used to purchase from Mr. Krabs as well. However, over time, Squidward began to resent Krabs, maybe because he stopped using drugs and just wanted to switch everything, including his profession. But as we all know, everything else failed for him. At our number 2 spot, we have Spongebob's bootleg tape. This one is one of those cases of watching a video that is cursed, kind of like what you see on the movie The Ring, except this is on a kid's show. This image was taken from a split-second frame in a corrupted bootleg of the SpongeBob episode Dumped. The story is about a said tape that was found by a group of 5 teenagers who were rummaging through trash cans outside an abandoned mental hospital. Other than the image, the rest of the video is composed of incomprehensible jumbles of colors, static, or just black screens. The audio seems to be a heavily distorted version of the audio from the original episode, with loud droning buzzing occasionally interrupting it. Of these 5 individuals who watched it, 2 of them have taken their own life, 1 has gone missing, and 1 refuses to comment on the tape, and the last one hastily agreed to give paranormal investigators the tape shortly after being interviewed about the passing and disappearance of the other people. The current whereabouts of the tape are unknown, and many who stare at this image for long enough may even see SpongeBob blink. So look at it. At our number 1 spot, we have the 7 deadly sins. The 7 deadly sins of Christianity are said to be representative by each of SpongeBob's main characters. Yes, you heard that right. According to some fans, Gary the Snail, a bottom feeder who never stops eating, represents the sin of gluttony. SpongeBob's obsession with acquiring a driver's license, or Pro's obsessions with boys, could be referred to as lust. Mr. Krabs, who once sold SpongeBob's soul for $6.22, is undoubtedly an example of greed. And we know Patrick is the laziest person, and he basically turned the sin of sloth into a way of life. Given how much Squidward despises Patrick and SpongeBob, Wrath ought to be his middle name. Plankton shows envy the way he despises the success of Mr. Krabs and is always trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula. And of course, pride plays out in Sandy, who thinks she's hot stuff being from Texas and all that. Well, these are the top 10 scary SpongeBob theories that will terrify you. What do you guys think about this list? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts and leave some suggestions for some future videos that I could do. Be sure to like and subscribe for some future content. I'm your host Andrew, and I hope you guys had a scary day.